How's it going? This is David. You're watching DualShockers TV on DualShockers.com. I'm here with Scott Lee discussing Splinter Cell Blacklist, the new entry in the Splinter Cell series from Ubisoft Toronto. That's a Canadian developer.
Yes.
French publisher, Ubisoft. A game about American foreign policy.
International.
No, but I mean, what we saw today was really exciting, and just give us a rundown on what Sam Fisher is up to this time.
We're super excited about it, obviously. Blacklist is all about the Blacklist, which is escalating attacks on U.S. interests all over the globe. The President of the United States enlists Sam Fisher out of retirement and back into action, basically. And Sam this time is leader of fourth echelon. Third echelon was dissolved after the doings of the last game. It's very dramatic and all. And this time around, he's the leader. This is a brand new thing for Splinter Cell, and it's a brand new thing for Sam Fisher. He's not used to leading. He was sort of the agent out in the field. He was always on the periphery. He was always on the fringe. And now he has to run a team. And the progression from him, being forced into this because of the attacks on the U.S. interests, and then how he becomes a leader is super exciting. We can't wait to show people.
It's basically what Jack Bauer always aspired to.
A little bit.
So, what are like some new additions to the gameplay?
There's a lot of new exciting things. In terms of the gameplay, we kind of approach this really as an evolution of things, right? This development team, for the most part, it was a brand new team. Most of us were huge fans of the game, and when you approach it as a fan, what do you want to do? Well, I want to bring back this because I love this, and that's how I was when it came to that kind of stuff. So really, it was we wanted to kind of take the best of all the things that we loved about Splinter Cell personally, which we hope is what the fans loved as well, and kind of bring it all together. So we definitely brought back more of the stealth elements from the early games, and we updated some of the elements from Conviction, which had a lot of really interesting innovations, and then we kind of put it together, right? So for us, the gameplay is a lot more rewarding of stealth. So the big innovation, I'd say, is the 3 different gameplay styles. We have Ghost, traditional stealth player. We have Panther, which is something along the lines of what we were doing in Conviction. That is, you can take out enemies but remain undetected, and smooth and fluid. And of course, there's Assault. This is the style of people who love to run and gun. This is something that obviously we're going to support, but it's punishing if you try to play it that way. So these gameplay styles reward you as well in terms of the economy, and it's super exciting because players really have a vested interest in choosing a certain way to play it and kind of sticking to it.
It's not so black and white. I mean, there's different facets to each sort of play.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, I find fun in every single type of gameplay. And sometimes it depends on your mood, right? If you're a stealth player, you have to be a lot more patient. And if this is what you like, sometimes you actually want to play like that in certain parts of the game, and sometimes you don't, right? So I think giving the player that kind of option is a great thing.
Yeah, so if you want to do stealth or assault, you're not going to feel alienated, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's gone into the amount of performance capture used for the game? I know that this time, you guys have done a lot of new things. Not a lot of games are doing.
Yeah, performance capture is something that is super exciting for us. Ubisoft has invested heavily into this technology. It's we're using a proprietary technology. That also means that we have to invest heavily in the hardware. We have a performance capture studio at Ubisoft Toronto. It's state of the art, and what performance capture is capturing body, facial mocap, and voice all at the same time. So this mocap studio is in fact a soundstage at the same time, which is a very rare thing. The big advantage that we have, obviously, is that we can marry the three performances into one. It's the same person doing it all. The other advantage, of course, is that multiple actors then doing all that stuff together makes subtle acting a lot more believable than it has been in the past. And a lot of our story is very dramatic. It's driven by people's emotions and reactions and things like that. And if you want to portray that stuff authentically and believably, it's very tough to do. And I think the performance capture really, really helps us to realize that.
So is that kind of what factored into the decision to not bring on Michael Ironside to do the voice, because you have a different actor doing the performance capture? Wouldn't really.
Sure. I mean, Michael Ironside is a huge part of the franchise. I was a huge fan of his, and that kind of decision isn't taken lightly, right? Us adopting this technology meant changes for a lot of things, to be honest with you. And even the way we approach things, even the way we had to actually implement this kind of animation into the game, the way we kind of had to value the acting versus how much we invest in other parts of the game was huge as well. This stuff kind of came to the forefront. It was super important. And with Michael Ironside's departure, I mean, it was a huge decision for us. It was something that we definitely didn't take lightly, and a lot of us were saddened by it, being fans. But it was something that we had committed to as a company, in terms of technology moving forward and stuff like that. And this is how it played out.
Definitely the performance capture and the graphics, it makes the game look very, very advanced. Have there been any talks about maybe porting the game to next gen, or is it just for current gen systems right now?
It's we're working on all SKUs for current gen, and that's really just the plan right now. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC are our SKUs, and we've really tailored our game to it. And I'm glad you kind of said that the graphics are great. We've been working really hard at it. It's sort of something that we really kind of concentrated on. It's interesting that you mentioned next gen. Oddly enough, it's current gen that we really concentrated on. Like, we didn't want to cheat. When it came to our builds, and when you develop on PC, you really you can do whatever you want. In this day and age, technology is really advanced and things like that. But we're making a game for all the current gen SKUs, which means that we have to put some limitations on things, right? But to maintain a real high fidelity look and really kind of bring it into with the current competition, and the current competition, beautiful games are coming out. There's great games out there, right? And we need to be one of them. And so we really kind of decided that we're going to embrace what current gen is, and really kind of realize it as best as possible. And it's a real challenge, and I'm glad it's turning out, though. It looks great. Yeah.
It definitely does. So David, I'm here with Scott Lee, Splinter Cell Blacklist. We look forward to it on August 20th.
August 20th on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is DualShockers TV.